I'm CraigO, and join me on my adventures with CraigO's cryptocurrency as we cover the blockchain, Web3, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies, interviewing the best in the industry, giving tips and tricks, and also sharing with you projects that I'm most excited about. You're tuning into CraigO's Crypto Corner, the best in Web3, blockchain, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. Great reviews and incredible interviews with the leading people in the Web3 ethos, along with just the general things Web3. Sydney and Matt are a brother-sister duo in the Web3 NFT space. They have managed in a short time to create a successful NFT collection that rivals some of the top communities in the entire space. Sydney is an artist behind Espo Visuals. She and her brother Matthew run this creative brand and production studio since 2020, along with traditional video work. They are currently building in the Web3 space and utilizing NFTs for crypto profit sharing in their clothing line and community building, while simultaneously creating an extensive playlist of free crypto educational content on YouTube. I love the personal FAQ section in Sydney's Instagram profile. They engage daily with their community on Twitter and Discord. Matt and Sydney have managed to get sponsorships with reputable marketplaces and companies that align with their shared values. With over 112,000 followers on TikTok, Sydney is paving the way for powerful women to emerge in the Web3 space. Let's unpack all the value that this brother and sister duo offers. Welcome, Sydney and Matt. How are you guys?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Yeah, thanks for that intro. Doing good.
Absolutely.
Doing good.
It wouldn't be a Monday morning if I didn't flub something, and I'm totally cool with that. And so, I thought what was really cool is how you guys really connect with your audience. And maybe we'll just start first on YouTube creation of content and how you guys got involved into that. How did this all come about? Because you have a production studio, and obviously Web3 probably wasn't the first thing that you guys were dipping your toes into. So how did that come about?
Okay. Well, my whole life I've been a YouTube kid. I don't watch TV, I don't watch movies. My whole life did YouTube, watched YouTube. I've always dreamed of doing YouTube. I love filmmaking. I love just making videos. So, I mean, just over the years, it was kind of just something I wanted to do. It kind of built up. We were doing school. I was doing like business. You were
Same.
business too, I think. Yeah.
Not having fun.
Not enjoying it. And so when COVID happened, we happened to have some money put aside. We were working while in school the whole time. And so we were like, you know what? Like, we got all this time on our hands because of COVID. We're not able to do anything. Like, let's see what we can do. Let's learn how to use cameras. Let's learn how to make commercials, see if we can land some gigs like locally, maybe shoot for some, just like breweries or any kind of stuff around us. So that really sparked our interest kind of, and it started working. We started just learning so much. We realized how much we actually enjoy it. And so we kind of got consumed by it, like completely. So, from there, it was just like, how do we film and make this like something we can do for the long run? So like doing paid gigs and working with people so we can bring in money now, but then while building YouTube and what we actually want to do, because that just takes so long to get going, Well,
I love it. And so you guys started that route, and then there was this idea to create from Sydney's artwork an NFT collection. Tell me about how that came about.
Yeah, so our YouTube channel has kind of just evolved being whatever we're currently working on. So when we started the YouTube channel, we were traveling, so it's like a travel channel. And then when we started the video production company, our YouTube channel became like behind the scenes, how to start a video production company, like how to actually film, make money, start getting commercials. And then we were doing that, like having so much fun. And then back in October, almost a year ago now, Matt just suggested we started learning about crypto. We started investing, going down the rabbit hole as we all do. And Matt was kind of just like, hey, there's this NFT thing happening. And we were looking at all the NFT art, and it just wasn't my style at all. It's kind of like that gamer looking art, a lot of the PFPs, the characters. Matt was kind of like, your art doesn't look like that. And I was like, exactly. So why should I do it? And he's like, that's why you should do it, because yours might be different. So again, our thing, we kind of love making the content. So this was totally Matt's idea. He's like, you should do this art and make content about learning it. Because I knew nothing about NFTs to start out. So I was like, oh, the goal was to make content and to meet other artists who are doing the same thing and kind of just learn this together. And so it basically started with Matt handing me his iPad and he's like, try to draw. So it was the first time I did digital art. So I basically had kind of twofold. I was making content of how to do digital art. It was like learning how to draw on an iPad and how to actually make NFTs.
I love it. And so when you put this collection together, you launched it off on the Solana blockchain.
Yeah.
And as that was coming together, how did you get someone to create the smart contract for your digital asset? How did that happen?
Well, that's where SoulC came in. We saw SoulC and it was just so simple, relatively. You know, it did it for you. So, I mean, to be honest, we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We just went through the SoulC thing, and
They
that was
have they have a standard smart contract basically, and you can mint NFTs directly from their site. And yeah, it was so easy, and that's why we kind of went with them because I was starting out as an artist with no experience, and I knew the people that I was targeting also had no experience. We wanted to find a really simple way to do this. And so yeah, Solsi was great for that, and obviously it was on the Solana blockchain.
Yeah, I think my three blockchains, and I'm curious to hear what yours are. It's Solana, it's Ethereum, and Elrond blockchain. Do you
it.
guys think that you'll be going multi-chain with your collection?
I am not gonna like never say never. Like it, wherever this goes, whatever really is going to be here in the long run is like we're willing to go to. Like that's not really my worry. My worry is just the community building all this up. Like
All
we
right.
can move
Well,
that anywhere.
let's
So like
talk about that community, right? So you've guys and Tony, go into a quick screen share. I do want to share their Twitter community. So bear with me for a second. So this is actually that's the Espo visuals page. Is this the main Twitter community that you guys have right here that I pulled up?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. All right. So talk to me about that, Matt. Tell me, what are you guys looking to do from an engagement standpoint as you're connecting and building your community?
well, mainly it's we just wanted to build a community of like-minded people. This is so cliche, I guess, but it's like we've never had artists or people trying to do these kind of things in our lives. So we're just like, we need to start putting ourselves out there and just curating a group of like-minded people, because it's so much more fun when you get to share with like-minded people, bounce ideas off them, see what they're doing. Like it just makes all this so much more fun. So it just is like, how do we get people that kind of think like us and like are willing to do these things and go against the grain? It's just how do we get them together? And that's our focus. Like just building some cool people. I mean, like right now, meeting you, just
Yeah.
meeting
100%.
people doing this,
Well, it's the ultimate kind of networking. It's that peer to peer, and that's the appreciation and the build of decentralized, right? That's what we're doing, and you're creating value of your artwork, and then having the ability to monetize it, and then reward your community. So, is this Sydney? Is this your piece right here that I'm looking at?
Um, I
I'm
can't
sorry,
see,
it's
but
an eye. It looks like it's a drawing of an eye. Is that yours?
yeah, yeah. So I do a lot of videos and I'll just paint things. Obviously painting videos. And Katie, she's someone I met from just in the NFT space. She's an artist as well. And yeah, she actually bought that piece. So that's it hanging in her
I love
house.
it.
But I do
Now,
want to mention a big thing with the community was part of this of what I love so much is we love teaching. Our YouTube channel has always been teaching in some capacity. And that was a big thing with this community is I didn't want all this to be writing just on my art. That would be honestly just like a lot of pressure and not like my art isn't the only thing I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about helping people and teaching. So a big part of the community is just sharing what I know. And I'm very open about the fact that I'm just getting started and this is all I know. But
yep.
the people that follow me are typically know a little bit less. So
Let's head in right to that because it truly, and then we'll go back to the utility of the rewards that your holders got in the way of the merchandise, and I do want to talk about that. But let me talk about one of the things that I mentioned in the intro, which was your FAQ section, because it truly, with your YouTube channel and with your Instagram, you're wanting to help educate the community about it. So to me, that you're absolutely 100% correct. So tell me a little bit about the FAQ section, how that came about, and what are the most important things right now to share with people in the learning process so early on?
yeah, so the FAQ section fully came to be because right at the beginning, the whole a lot of basically the 100,000 followers that I got happened in like a couple months. It was like a very big pop at the beginning because it was, so new. It was in the perfect time of like just a bear or a bull market. And so the FAQ, I just basically was blown up. On my social media, I was getting so many DMs of people asking the exact same questions. So I needed just one centralized location that I can send them to because I physically couldn't DM everyone back, but I wanted everyone to have this information and these answers. So the FAQ section is just the super simple ones, like what do you use to make art, that sort of stuff. And then I guide people to like my Discord or my YouTube where I have actual like education, all the terms, ways to market your art, ways to, just get in that NFT community, ways to make connections and stuff like that. The FAQ section kind of leads to all the other resources that I've
Yeah, and that for that exact reason, that's why it is my favorite of all the content that you have out there, because it is a lead into everything else that you guys do. Actually, Tony, can you cue up her Instagram profile? I want to just show the shirts that were created from your artwork and talk to me about how some of your holders were rewarded, and then maybe we can dive a little bit more into the collection, how many holders, what's the engagement, secondary sales, that type of thing. But let's talk about this incredible shirt below. Actually, Tony, if you, there it is right there. I'm just going to blow it up a little bit on the screen.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
You want to talk about
it? You do this one.
The shirts just kind of came to be when we put out the collection. It was very much, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm like, I'm just starting this. I want these mostly to be like access keys to whatever we're doing. Cause I knew like we want to do a lot of experiences. We want to do art classes. We want to build like a creative warehouse. So I wanted these NFTs to just be kind of an open gate into whatever we're going to do. So a big thing we wanted to do was merch. That was like what a lot of my community wanted, was like merch over like prints and stuff. Everyone wanted, shirts. So basically, it took us many months to get all the stuff ready to actually do that. So then we sent shirts to all of the holders, everyone who has an NFT. And we made an online shop. So we're going to start actually selling those as well.
And I love it because when you were sending them out, you at first were like, I'm going to do the marker. And then you're like, no, that's actually going to destroy the shirt. So you actually created a nice way to put, I do my research, Matt, to put it on there. Can you tell me a little bit about that process? Because some people might not want to wear it. And when they go eventually to sell your NFT, they're going to want to have that utility of the shirt with them.
That's a good point. That's a funny one. I know, because I want people to wear them, but then also I'm like, well, yeah, it is the limited edition one. You got your little number right there.
Everyone says they're not going to wear it. I'm like, wait, but I want to.
Yeah, totally.
We should have sent two out, one with and one without.
Kind of the goal with that. So the original holder, I mean, not with these NFTs because the shirts came after, but the ones we're going to release, just the original holder is going to get that shirt. And we put a limited edition. So if you got like 2 out of 25, we put that on the shirt. And I was going to sign it with a Sharpie, but that doesn't look good or clean or crisp. So what is it called?
We used the iPad and then, I don't know, some cutting machine that just,
I drew my signature on an iPad. Then we put it on this software that cut it out. This like little robot thing cuts it out. And then we heat press it onto the shirts.
I love it. I think that was a good play, because when you were talking about it, I'm like, I was like, definitely. I have some collectibles from my NFTs that I own, and I actually put them away for safekeeping so that eventually when I do sell it, I can actually mark it and say, oh, by the way, I have the physical piece that accompanies this digital asset. But don't get me wrong, if I had a multiple of things in your collection, I probably would want to rock one of those shirts for social and be like, hey, check out this awesome collection. So let's talk a little bit about the collection. How many pieces were developed in your Genesis launch, and how many holders are there right now?
Yeah, so the whole goal with that collection was, another thing that I didn't want was to do a collection where everything was the same style, because I feel like I don't have a style yet. Like this is the first time I've ever tried selling my art. I just wanted to kind of be free. So the collection is called Point of Departure, simply just means like the start. And I just wanted to be like, I don't know how many NFTs are going to be in this collection. I'm just going to drop them as I feel randomly. And the first kind of original drop we did was 50 pieces of the eye. That eye was the first digital art piece I've ever drawn on the iPad. So we sold 50 of those, and it was the first time I'd ever sold my art. I had no idea like what to price it as, what to do. So we sold them for 0.06 SOL, which was like $10 at the time. And yeah, they didn't sell for a little bit. And then one of my videos on TikTok kind of got a lot of attention, and they all sold out pretty quickly.
Yeah, they were just gone.
Yeah.
I love it. And then let's talk a little bit about that secondary sales, right? Because you obviously, when there's this rocket launch, and I notice this with a lot of NFT collections. I mean, I get a lot of my news from the Daily Ralpha on the latest mints and things that are going up. And I feel like the metaphor for me is like it's this rocket. It has all this rocket fuel. It launches at 30,000 feet in 2 seconds, and then it just comes crashing back down to Earth. What did it look like when it got bought out from the time you and your brother are like, Matt, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with this collection? Do you think anybody's going to start selling it just to have the paper hands approach, or do they see the diamond mines? Do they believe in us 5-10 years down the road? What did that look like in secondary sales, and where are you guys currently, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not too good on that data, to be honest. It's
That's
not
okay.
my main focus, but definitely right when that started happening, I mean, someone bought it for like 10 Sol. Like, so instantly a couple people put them up for at minimum like 2 Sol, 3 Sol, like a 10 Sol, and a couple of them were going. And then just like you're saying, though, it kind of, it curves down. So
That's okay.
it kind of bottomed. We're at like 4 or 5 Sol.
Oh, like the floor price? Well, now the floor price is 12 sols. So there's never been more than like, I think like 8 on the market at one time. Right after like the pump happened, yeah, I think the most expensive secondary sale was like $1,500, and we sold them for 10. So that was pretty crazy for that person.
Yeah, I'm happy for them.
Yeah. So then, yeah, a couple were selling, and then it kind of died down a bit till more recently, like the bear market came and they all got swept up, and now there's only 2 for sale out of 70.
Yeah, honestly, so stoked on this bear market because it got rid of the paper hands. So everyone that has our NFTs now, like I have a feeling they're not really going to get rid of them. And I mean, the whole purpose too, we'll get into it, I'm assuming later, but it's like, we don't want you to sell our NFT, right? So that's the whole purpose of the revenue share and stuff, so that we can get you back, give money back without you needing to sell it. Because that's the one thing about NFTs I just hate. It's like, okay, I support you, I love you, and this is going off, but the only way for me to make money and you to make money is to get rid of this. Like, and I don't want to get rid of this. I want to be here in your community. So it's like, well, how do you solve that?
You had 2 things that you mentioned, right, as we're unpacking all this. One is, I always, when I buy NFTs, I buy 2 of anything I'm going to get. I get 2. If I can't get 2, I don't want it. And whether it's a free mint or it's a mint that costs me money, always costs money because it's gas fee, especially on Ethereum. But I also think, to the other point, the secondary sales do complement. And the reason that you guys are not only successful now, but will continue to be successful in the future, is that what Web3 really is, and what I hope my podcast, what you guys do in your podcast, in your space, is that we're bringing credibility to Web3. And because you have authenticity and credibility, that can't be denied. And I'm so happy to hear, and I want my viewers to hear this, is that if they're looking for some really cool NFTs out there that aren't being spoke about every second, but that have held a floor value, and as you just said, there's maybe 2 or 3 on the market right now out of a collection of 76 in your Genesis. Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah.
75.
No.
75. I mean, that's powerful. That's powerful.
I forgot about the 101.
We forget about the 101. Yeah.
Tell me about the 101.
So that story is pretty funny. So I drew this girl. It's this naked girl sitting in noodles. It came from a dream, and I really liked it. And I was basically making a TikTok video showing you how to list an NFT. So I made that TikTok video, and I listed that NFT as a 1 of 1 to use as an example of a video. And I didn't really think. I think I put it up for 1 Sol, which was way more than 0.06 Sol, and I just wasn't really expecting anything of it. And that TikTok video is the one that went viral and got millions of views. Yeah. So then that 1 of 1, the guy who got it is like, I'm never selling it. And that's the one that everyone wants because that's the video that went up. So he's stoked.
Yeah, he's super stoked. It's Cade. I don't know if you've seen.
Yeah, he's in that.
I do know Cade. I interact a little bit with him on Twitter, and I love the content he's producing. I reached out and said, hey, would love to connect with you at some point in the future. But again, authenticity, credibility. You're bringing it to the space. Not only are you, like me, producing our podcast to grow and engage with community and educate people, but you also have, when you put out something, you're not looking to overprice it. Like, you could have taken that lady with noodles, and if you weren't humble, you'd be like, I'm putting it up for 100 Sol. And people would have looked and it's like an overpriced, you guys know I'm a realtor. It's like an overpriced home on the market. Everybody's waiting for it to drop. So if you want to show value, you put something low and let the market dictate its actual value.
I
Yeah.
100% agree. I mean, that's like we put it out just for a couple bucks, just to just because. Like honestly, it's like we almost put them all out for free because like I mean exactly. I want you guys to value it. I want everyone else. I don't want to look like because we're not just trying to get cash. Like
Our
this is a long run thing. It's like
and how we plan to make money isn't from the NFTs. Like it's from sponsorship. Like our main thing is making videos and doing content creation. So the NFTs, like we're not worried about the money. We just want it to foster the community. We want people that have something that's connected to us and literally connected to our success. And NFTs are a great way to do that.
No, I love it. I love it. You make a lot of good points. So you guys also just want to do another quick screen share. I want people to go to your website. It's beautifully developed. I'm going to assume you both had engagement on that. So we're going to pull up the website now. If I'm engaging on your website and I am new to you guys, where would you recommend that I go to learn more about you and Espo visuals?
Yeah, you can. I would go to the About Us to learn more about us and our story. We kind of we've got a short little run, and then we've got like a whole timeline if you really care and you want to read through everything. But that's just, for like super fans who literally want our whole story. But yeah, the About Us, I'd say is pretty solid.
Yeah, we got our first podcast too.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's linked in there. I hope so, at least.
Videos. Yes, it is. It is. And actually, we're going to head right to there because I do want to talk with you guys, right? So we're always creating content. And for my podcast, it's great. It's great interviews with leading people like yourselves in the Web3 ethos, project reviews, which we've done a few of those, and then just the general things Web3. So when I'm on your platform, your YouTube page, which Tony, if you can cue that up in the screen share, and someone's going there, what are probably the most valuable things that you personally feel, in your opinion, you've put out to date that should be shared on my podcast for people to come and engage with you guys?
Definitely. So we're curating playlists of education. So we're gonna make kind of tiers. So like right now we're building a massive amount of videos. We have like 350 of them planned of just quick bite-sized crypto. So like if you just want to hear a quick term, or if you just want to start just hearing things, you can go through like our shorts. But then I would say our better videos is just our crypto one. I'm forgetting the actual name of it, but it's more like the 5-8 minute videos. And so those are kind of supposed to be, you can watch the first video and then, go down the list and it should start on ramping you. So like, that's kind of that's kind of the main one, I would say. And then we obviously show a lot of the art and then, just make fun little videos, but I wouldn't say that's important. For fun,
Yeah, we've got the vertical playlist, the shorts, and then the horizontal playlist with the longer versions, basically.
Got it. And favorite conversation with a guest who's been to date, aside from me? Oh, I'm kidding. Who's been your favorite conversation and why?
Yeah.
I really liked Lisa. She is just a sweetheart. She is so funny. Just such a good heart, and she's doing really cool things. She's a story writer and all that. So like, yeah, her art is fun. You can go, it's like a little Where's Waldo almost kind of thing. You got to go searching around her artwork, and she just has a smile that radiates so well. So like, I genuinely enjoy talking to Lisa.
Yeah, she's someone who I connected with early on, and she's like the exact person who I wanted to connect with. I wanted artists with like a similar mindset. She lives across the world, and yeah, it's just one of those things like I can't believe we were connected, and it's like exactly what this space is all about. So yeah.
And I love that you guys created, and at some point I might decide to create a Discord channel, but I love the fact that, and Tony, you can cue this up, your Discord channel, this is where show your art, ideas and feedback, the general conversation obviously has all of your links, but Discord has become a very important part of the community peer-to-peer building process. Tell me a little bit about your Discord, and to you guys, what sticks out the most and why that is your go-to, and what information do you put on there mostly?
Yeah, I would say this is what other people say, and I love it so much. It's like the best compliment that my Discord's not like most projects because there's no talk about price, there's no shilling, it's truly just about artists and people wanting to connect, learn from each other, and just like hang out basically. So yeah, it's just mostly about like real people having real conversations. I have kind of things that interest me personally. Like I have a section called Deep Thoughts where I read or I share kind of the like mindset, spiritual things that I'm reading, just stuff about energy, earth. And there's a section where I have other artists promote their work. And it's my favorite thing in the world to hear about people buying art like from other artists from my Discord. I love that so much. Like if I can make those connections, that's a dream.
Yeah,
Yep.
Discord's nice just because it's so quick. It's just an easy way to talk to everyone, and everyone can kind of see the conversations come in and out. So like on Twitter, I don't like that's just you can't really do that. You know, Instagram you can't really do that.
Yep.
YouTube you can't do that. So it's just fun. It's like a mega group chat. It's just like
And
it's
then,
how I look at it with all of our friends.
and then any more, and exactly, and any new introductions or any new artwork that's going to be created and put up as an NFT, your personal community, those top 100+ people are going to know about it way before anyone else,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. And so I think it's a great way to build your community engagement. The other thing that I wanted to just kind of give a quick shout out, and I'm to Tony, do a quick screen share if you don't mind, is to the Pyramid Group. They are Easton Gladney, Don Paulo, Matrix Swayze, and two other great people in that group as well. And they are going to be helping to do some consulting. So I just want to make the announcement. And they have this special comb method. You guys will learn a little bit about that, Sydney. On a DM, shoot over to Easton and ask him. You'll get a good laugh on the comb. He'll have to figure out how to abridge that to make it appropriate. But they're definitely in this space. There's the credibility that's lacking tremendously. And I feel like what Easton and his group is doing is they want to work with great NFT communities to help them build, just like what you guys are doing, but help them have long-term sustainability. And I think in a place where instant gratification is on our phone at every moment. And so I do want to come back to this, Sydney. And when you said, my channel was blowing up, right? You literally went from, just a few to over 100,000 people within a mere month, and you have all these people engaging you, how special you are and your work. And Matt was busy just helping to make sure that everything was running smooth and you weren't feeling overwhelmed. So I love this brother sister duo. How did you navigate that? And then was there a kind of like a plateau drop off? And did you feel kind of like a little sadness? Like I was expecting to go to 1 million, 10 million. Like what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely exciting, overwhelming when it was happening. Yeah, and a big thing I just learned throughout it, like there's definitely all the good, but when I was getting all that attention, I was also getting horrible messages and hateful DMs and comments as well. So there's obviously the balance when you put your art out there. People are going to tell you they love you and people are going to tell you they hate you. And I think it's important just to honestly take basically none of it to heart because people don't know you. And if you take all of the positive, then you're going to believe all the negative too. And I think just a great thing to learn is typically stuff like that. When something goes viral, it feels like it's going to last forever and it doesn't. And that's typically a good thing because what I like to tell artists is honestly, you don't want to go viral because when you go viral, it's just a bunch of people who don't actually connect with you. And if you do the kind of just slow growth and you're actually making these personal connections, like that's the stuff that lasts. When you go viral, most of those people, they don't actually connect with you. They don't stay around.
Yeah.
So they definitely plateaued, like went up and then, completely just kind of went sideways. But when it was going sideways and just wasn't going up, that's when I was making real connections. That's when I could actually be in Discord talking to people. And I wasn't like, holy stuff, there's people coming from all different ways. It was like, oh, these are people that we have, similar interests with. And I can actually like hang out and connect with this community of people that are still around and actually care.
Yeah. So your growth is, and I see it even early on for me. It's through our raving fans, the people that like what we're doing, the credibility that's being brought to the space, the valuable information. Because a lot of people are having a hard time wrapping their heads around what's a blockchain, what's a smart contract, and these very simple things. And we get to sit there and share this with people, but more importantly, we get to engage and talk about these communities that are being built. Site of Light. Tony, I want to do a quick screen share just to kind of show just a little bit of the work and tell me a little bit about this point of departure.
Yeah, so Site of Light, that was the first thing I ever drew on the iPad. In terms of, I don't even know kind of, where it came from, but honestly, I just liked it a lot. It's like one of my favorite things I've ever made. So I thought it would be perfect to be, technically it's the first art piece I ever have sold like in my life. So Yeah, it was just, I liked it a lot. I felt like there was no better way to kind of start. And I felt like it went really well with the theme of like point of departure. It's the start, side of light. You're kind of seeing where the future's going to go.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
No, yeah, that one worked out well. That kind of just happened, to be honest. I was like, here's an iPad. She just started drawing. I'm like, that's really cool. And then, just one thing led to another. Ideas started flying. I was like, this is all works together really well, actually. Like, yeah, it wasn't too planned. I'm going to be honest. It
Yeah,
was
no.
just, most of our stuff is just, we just molding, seeing, trying here or there.
Yeah,
So,
test it, and find out how the community responds to it, what they like. But I love how you guys are approaching this with the highest level of authenticity, and you don't want to grow this overnight. But it is nice to see that you got that really powerful like push, because as you're building in the bear, some of those people that are subscribed to your channel that might not engage with it, they were in the hype or the FOMO stage,
yeah.
might get a notification and want to come back and engage. And one of the things that I think both of you have, and I've watched a number of your podcasts, both of you together, is how you guys work off of each other, the dynamic, the brother-sister dynamic, how you guys get along really well together. And Matt, I like the fact that you're not focused on the business side of it until it actually becomes relevant, because obviously it's what pays the bills a long term. That's our goal. I mean, it's my goal. I mean, I would do this for free. I am doing it for free right now, and I'm grateful for it. But I look towards exactly what you said, is having the right sponsorships, making sure that aligns with my vision, because I know a lot of people and channels and NFT collections that literally became and I'm not bashing it, the Shiba Inu, the Dogecoin killer, the meme tokens that literally took off, made a lot of money, but didn't have maybe the long-term sustainability. Now, I'm not saying that in the next run, because you see some sheep heads being like, wait a minute, this is the best token and Elon says it's great. Okay. Well, maybe it will be in the next run, and maybe you'll make another 5 million. But I like that there's a slow build that you guys talk about, and the right build, more importantly. So
I would way rather have 100 fans that genuinely enjoy us and are showing up and being a part of the community than 100,000 on TikTok. Like, when we introduce ourselves to people, I've never mentioned the TikTok ever.
Yeah.
I don't, like, it's so irrelevant, and it doesn't matter because that's not even our community. It's like the way that algorithm works. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's cool. It looks cool from the outside, but that's not what we don't care. I just don't care about that stuff. Like, it's just a number. It almost,
Simply because our
Yeah.
community isn't on TikTok. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't like TikTok. I don't use it at all. So it's funny that that's the one that kind of blew up. But I made sure to get all the people who care onto the other platforms, because I don't like TikTok. Like, our whole thing is YouTube. That's what we care about.
I
And
know.
that number shows it's way less. But the people that watch our YouTube videos are the people that actually
right.
care.
Yeah.
And remember, as soon as you turn on your TikTok, it's like it just hits you with content. It doesn't even give you a chance to go in the search bar and to pick what you want to see. It's going to tell you based on, whatever you've selected. And then again, it's caused trends that are just very weird to me, or don't make sense. And that's okay. The only reason why I would say that all of these social platforms are important, or why at any point the numbers will ever matter, is because you might find, even if it's just one person who comes in and resonates and connects with you both and loves the artwork, wants to be a part of the community, then that for me is sort of the unnecessary gateway into the win-win, right? Because you have a new person whose quality that might not have been on the platform that you would have wanted to be found out or discovered on. But at the end of the day, it helped to maybe lead to some of those wonderful opportunities that were bestowed in front of you. And now you can continue to press forward and create even more authenticity,
Yeah,
100%.
I think my suggestion would be definitely utilize all the social platforms, post on all of them,
Yep.
but spend time on the ones that you actually like. So like, I post on TikTok, but I don't actually spend time on there. I spend time on YouTube and all these other ones that I feel like I can connect with my community more. I spend so much time on Discord rather than TikTok, because I can actually have real conversations rather than 20 character comments. So I totally agree with you. Use all of them, because you could post something on TikTok, that person can find you, love you. They could tell you something that literally changes their life. But yeah, you don't have to like spend equal time on all of them by any means.
And I mean, if we were to say that particular social channel might be a little bit of a lost soul, you can find somebody who then sees you. Because I feel like, Sydney, when you talk, and you too, Matt, but when Sydney talks, I feel like the world's going to be better. You just have that calming voice, and it brings you in. And I mean that in the most respectful way. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm on this platform. And let me go find them on YouTube. And I feel like that calming voice for others that are on a platform that's a little more loud, and it's not the only platform that's loud, but it's nice to see them follow you over to there. I think one of the underrated platforms, that's something that we should all be paying attention to, and I hope everybody's listening on this, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such a great platform because you have to stay professional. Nobody cares what you ate last night for dinner. Matt, I don't care. But I do care how you show up on the page and that everything is, your no grammatical errors. Like we can make grammatical errors on Twitter and whatever doesn't, FOMO. But in LinkedIn, you got to spell that out for people, and it has to read really nicely and a nice bio, a nice head pick. Like it's kind of like you're going to, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner with the family. You dress up. You're not coming there in shorts and a hat turned back. You're coming into the family dinner. And I think that to me is sort of another untapped place that people should be connecting is LinkedIn. So.
Absolutely. We're actually working on that. So we'll be switching and actually setting up our link. Well, we have LinkedIn, I guess, but taking it seriously. And then even Facebook. I mean, I just saw Gary come out. He's like his tier list right now of where he's posting. It's like YouTube Shorts and like Facebook over TikTok. I was like, whoa. So yeah, we're actually doing that right now. We're getting all that set up. I totally agree.
And I love that you said, TikTok is loud. That's exactly why I don't really connect with TikTok, because I feel like I'm not like a loud in your face person. And a lot of TikTok is the trends. And I'm not good at trends. Like, I feel like I'm not that type of funny where I can like see a trend and apply it to NFTs. Like, it's just not my thing. It doesn't, I feel like I can't, that's not authentically me. So I just, I don't do it.
Well, it was funny because when TikTok first came out, I think it was probably 2013 or 14, you'd see this like phone on like the side of against the side of like a driveway. And then you'd see like 3 or 4 like 13, 14-year-old girls doing like, like just stupid. And I'm like, what are they doing? Oh, we're TikToking. What? What does this even mean? I don't get it, but there's something to be said about these trends. And then when you're like, oh, you're a good boy or good girl, you did the trend. Now we're going to reward you with more engagement. And you're like, no. So like for us on our TikTok, we'll have the studio put that stuff up there. And then every once in a while, I might hop onto a TikTok just to say, hey, I had a great conversation, or here's something new that I learned. And I did that for a few weeks. And then I'm like, this is kind of burning out, because when you go on there, just as soon as you're going on to put your video content on, it's like literally they're just feeding you stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be distracted. I'm here to come on and put on my content and leave. And it's kind of like, no, you have to walk through the hall and see all these things we have going on. And then by the time you're like, oh, what was I coming on here for?
I will just plug real quick, not sponsored or anything. We just started using them later. It's great because you can schedule your TikTok. So I don't really go on TikTok anymore because
no, shill it. No. We're gonna shill it. Tell me about this
later, and it's a scheduler, so you can schedule your Instagram, your tweets, your TikToks. So I'll schedule all my TikToks so I don't go on there, but I'll go on every couple of days to respond to comments. But it fixes the problem you're exactly talking about, because I totally get it. They like do psychology to where you have to get distracted. So later is great because you can schedule all your stuff, no distractions, pop on just when you want to, respond to people. So that's a great tool for content creators.
No, this was awesome. I'm honored to have you both on. Is there anything that we might have left on the floor today?
Oh man.
What do you think? I don't know. Well, this has been a great conversation. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you covered a lot more than I even remembered. So you're like bringing back stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, this is great. And I want everybody to connect with your YouTube channel. I want everybody to check out the collection that is curated and by you, Sydney. And I love the brother-sister duo. I'm going to continue to not only follow and engage, but also to share with the community on the value and the importance of transparency and authenticity, something that you guys have in spades. So I want to tell you, it was an honor to have you here today on CraigO's Crypto Corner.
Thank you so much.
I've had a great time. Thanks so much, dude. You're crushing this, by the way. I'm like taking notes this whole time in my head, actually, on like how you're doing.
So now that we're at the end, I'm going to ask my studio mics here. I do want to redo, because I flubbed the intro. Mike, if we can, I know Mike's looking at me like, are you fucking serious? They'll take
make it perfect.
But I'd like to make it perfect. Mike, can I do it once? Can you put that in? Yes. All right. So it's funny when we're in studio, I get to perfect that part, but usually when I'm meeting with someone, I'll say like one or two things and then be like, "Welcome, Matt and Sydney," because it's different when you're in person. But whenever you're in Connecticut, I'm taking you guys out for lunch or you're coming by and having dinner with the family. Meet my
Oh
kids,
gosh,
they drive
let's
you
do it.
crazy.
We've got family there, so we need to make that trip.
Yeah,
Please,
done.
please, I'd love to
Done
hang out with you guys.
for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And yeah, so the quick backstory on the comb.